We've got a Australian ball pumps DC1 solar pump. So we're going to start it up quite simply. Solar power, we've got 48 volts here, MC4 connections. On the side you have a isolator. You come up with a battery to start with, that will switch to solar and the pump will run. Now the pump's running. If you start it up and it's not running, there's a speed control inside, which also allows you to turn it on and off. So we'll set it at about halfway. Okay, now I'm just going to close this up. First thing that most people want to connect. In here you have, when you get the unit, it'll have 2 wires open, 2 wires closed. Okay? The closed wires are W, the open wires are tank. So I'm going to connect this tank sensor, this tank float, here. Okay, tank's full. You'll see a light come up on the screen. Tank's empty. It starts up. So we've got our unit working with the float switch. Now the well light is on because I've disconnected the closed circuit. So connect that up, the pump restarts. Okay, I'm going to stop that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect a pressure switch, which I've got connected to a regulator here so we can play with it. And I'll just connect this up. Now we're back on well. The reason for that is that I've got this pressure switch set at 500 kPa. So if I drop this back down, the reset value, but before I do that, I'll just change something here. This is your main diaphragm for your pressure. So if I screw that out, it releases the pressure on the diaphragm. Or if I screw it in, that increases the shut-off pressure. What I'll do first though is that I'll reset it. My reset pressure is set at about 15 kPa. You see now that the pump's restarted. Now if you want, this here, by screwing this in, will increase the shut-off pressure. If we reduce that pressure, we actually reduce the pressure that the pump will shut off at. So at the moment it was set. So now I'll take it back up to 500 kPa. And we've stopped. You can tell that the red line. The screw underneath here is the opposite. By screwing this in, you decrease the restart pressure. So if I screw this screw out, I'll do maybe, I don't know, 1 turn, and try it now, and reduce that pressure to restart. And we'll restart it at around about 20 kPa. Okay, so that's basically how to set the pressure switch and how to connect it to the unit. Next one is we've only got the one circuit for a normally closed circuit here. So I'll disconnect that and shut the pump off. So we've still got one wire connected, doesn't matter which one wire connected to the W. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect a float switch for a low water level in the bore. So basically you can't stuff this up, male to female. So one connection from the pressure switch goes to W, the other one goes to the low water sensor, the other one from the low water sensor, male to female, you can't stuff it up, goes back into here. Right, so now we've got the well switch on. What I'll do is that I'll put this in the water and we're back up and running. So now you've got a pressure sensor for your tank. If the tank is up the road, you've got a float if the tank's close to you, usually about 10 metres is the go, and a pressure switch, and if that pressure reaches 500 kPa, which is 50 metres, the water head, like we had before, we switch off. So we've got the pressure switch, the low water switch in series to control the solar pump. The only other thing to be mindful of is if this reaches 55 degrees C in the summer, there's two fans onto a heat sink at the back. So you might hear a bit of a buzz. Besides that, it's very simple. So basically, drop the pressure in the pressure switch. We're back up and running. We run out of water, we stop. Those are the three most common ways of setting the DC1, and this is exactly the same for the DC2. Hope that works. Cheers.